couldn't make it. I just couldn't make it.
Well, where you been all day? You look terrible.
Oh, I got about as far as Yonkers and I stopped for coffee. Maybe it was the coffee.
What?
Suddenly couldn't drive anymore. Kept going off the shoulder of the road, you know.
Well, maybe it's the steering again. I don't think Angelo knows the Studebaker.
No, it's me. Suddenly I'm going 60 miles an hour. Can't remember the last 5 minutes. I can't keep my mind to it.
Well, maybe it's your glasses. You never went to get your new glasses.
Oh, I see everything. I came back 10 miles an hour. Nearly took me 40 hours from Yonkers.
Well, you just have to take a rest, dear.
Just got back from Florida.
But you didn't rest your mind. Your mind is overactive, and it's the mind that counts, dear.
Well, I'll start again in the morning. Maybe I'll feel better in the morning. God damn, these arch supports are killing me.
Take an aspirin. It'll soothe you. Should I get you an aspirin?
I was driving along, you understand, and I was fine. I was even observing the scenery. Imagine me looking at the scenery on a road each week of my life. It's so beautiful there. The trees are thick. The sun is warm. I opened the windshield to let the sun bathe over me, and all of a sudden I'm going off the road. I'm telling you, I absolutely forgot I was driving. If I had turned the other way across the white line, I might have killed someone. Well, I started again, and 5 minutes later, I'm dreaming again, and I had these thoughts. I had these strange thoughts.
Willie, why don't you talk to them again about letting you work in New York?
Oh, they don't need me in New York. I'm a New England man. I'm vital to New England.
But you're 60 years old. They can't expect you to keep traveling every week.
Well, I gotta send a wire to Portland. I'm supposed to meet Brown and Morrison tomorrow morning at 10. God damn it, I could sell them the line.
Why don't you go down to that place tomorrow and tell them you simply got to work in New York? You're just too accommodating, dear.
I will, but you know, old man Wagner were alive today, I'd be in charge of New York now. That man was a prince. That man was a masterful mind. But that son of his, that Howard, you don't appreciate. When I went up north for the first time, the Wagner Company didn't even know where New England was.
Well, why don't you say those things to Howard, dear?
I will. I definitely will. Is there any cheese?
I'll make you a sandwich.
No, go to bed. I'll take some milk. I'll be right out. Are the boys in?
They're sleeping. Happy took Biff out on a date tonight.
That's so.
Yeah, it was so wonderful seeing them shaving. They're in the bathroom, one right behind the other. You notice, the whole house smells of shaving lotion.
Figured it out. You work a whole lifetime to pay for a house and you finally own it. There's nobody to live in it.
Well, dear, life is a casting off. It's always that way.
No, some people accomplish something. Did Biff say anything after I left this morning?
You shouldn't have criticized him, Willie, especially after you just got off the train. You mustn't lose your temper with him.
When the hell did I lose my temper? I simply asked him if he was making any money. Is that a criticism?
But dear, how can he make any money?
Oh, there's such undercurrent in him. He's become a moody man. Did he apologize after I left this morning?
He was crestfallen, Willie. You know how much he admires you. I think maybe if he just finds himself, you both will get along and you won't argue so much anymore.
How can you find yourself on a farm? Is that a life, a farm man? In the beginning, when he was young, I thought it was good for a young man to tramp around and try a lot of different jobs, but it's been more than 10 years now, and he's yet to make $35 a week.
He's finding himself, Willie.
Oh, not finding yourself at the age of 34 is a disgrace. The trouble is he's lazy, goddammit.
Willie, please.
Biff Loman is a lazy bum.
You're sleeping. Why don't you go on down and get something to eat? Go on.
Why did he come home? I'd like to know what brought him home.
I don't know, Willie. I think he's still lost. I think he's very lost.
Biff Loman is lost. In the greatest country in the world, a young man with such personal attractiveness gets lost. And he's such a hard worker. One thing about Biff, he's not lazy.
Never.
You know, I'll see him in the morning. I'll have a nice talk with him in the morning. I'll get him a job selling. Boy, he'll be big in no time. My God. Remember how they used to follow after him in high school? When he smiled at one of them, their faces would lit up. When he walked down the street.
Willie, dear, I got a new kind of American type cheese today. It's whipped.
Why do you get American when I like Swiss?
I just thought you might like a change.
I don't want a change. I want Swiss cheese. Why am I always being contradicted?
I just thought it would be a surprise.
And why don't you open a window in here, for God's sake?
They're all open, dear.
Boxes in here, bricks and windows, windows and
I
bricks.
should have bought the land next door.
The street's lined with cars, not a breath of fresh air in the neighborhood. Grass don't grow anymore, and you can't raise a carrot in the backyard. That'd have been a law against apartment houses. Remember Remember those two beautiful elm trees when I and Biff hung a swing between them?
Yeah, like being a million miles from the city.
They should have arrested the builders for cutting those down. They massacred the neighborhood. More and more, I think of those days. This time of the year was lilacs and wisteria. Then the peonies would come out and the daffodils. Oh, what fragrance in this room.
Well, after all, dear, people had to move somewhere.
No, there's more people now.
I don't think there's more people.
There's more people now! That's what's ruining this country. Population's out of control. Competition is maddening. You smell that stink from that apartment house over there and the other one from the other side? How do they whoop cheese?
Why don't you go down and try it and be quiet?
You're not worried about me, are you, sweetheart?
You've got too much on the ball to worry about, dear.
You're my foundation and support.
Just try to relax. You make mountains out of molehills.
I won't fight with him anymore. If he wants to go back to Texas, let him go.
He'll find his way.
Yeah, certain men don't get started until later in life, like Thomas Edison, I think, or B.F. Goodrich. One of them was death. I'll put my money on Biff.
Biff, I think Pop is back.
And Willie, if it's warm on Sunday, we'll take a drive in the country. And we'll open the windshield and take a lunch.
The windshields don't open on the new cars.
But you opened it today, dear.
Me? I didn't. Isn't that peculiar? Isn't that remarkable?
What, darling?
That is a remarkable thing.
What, dear?
I was thinking of that Chevy, that 1927, when we had that red one. That's funny. I could have sworn I was driving it.
Well, that's nothing, dear. Something must have reminded you.
Remarkable. Remember those days when Biff used to Simonize the car? The dealer refused to believe there were 80,000 miles on it. Well, close your eyes. I'll be right up.
Jesus, maybe he smashed up the car again.
Be careful on the stairs, dear. The cheese is on the middle shelf.
He's gonna get his license taken away if he keeps that up. I'm getting nervous about him, you know, Biff.
His eyes are going.
No, I've driven with him. He sees all right. He just doesn't keep his mind on it. I drove into the city with him last week. He stops at a green light. It turns red and he goes.
Maybe he's colorblind.
Pop, why? He's got the finest eyes for color in the business. You know that.
I'm going to sleep.
You're not still sour on Dad, are you, Biff?
He's all right, I guess.
80,000, 82,000.
Smoking?
You want one?
Never sleep when I smell it.
What a Simonizing job.
Funny, you know, Biff. I'm sleeping in here again. The old beds. All the talk that went across those two beds, eh? Our whole lives.
Yeah, a lot of hopes and plans.
Oh, about 500 women would like to know what was said in this room.
You remember that big old Betsy? What the hell was her name? Used to live over on Bushwick Avenue.
With the collie dog.
That's the one. I got you in there. Remember that?
Yeah, that was my first time, I think. Boy, there was a pig. You taught me everything I know about women. Don't forget that.
Oh, I bet you forget how bashful you used to be, especially around girls.
I still am, Biff.
Ah, go on.
I just control it, that's all. I think I got less bashful and you got more so. What happened, Biff? Where's the old humor? The old confidence? What's the matter?
Why's Dad always gotta mock me?
Oh, he's not mocking you. He just...
Everything I say, there's a twist of mockery in his face. I can't get near him.
He wants you to get settled. Look, Biff, I've been wanting to talk to you about Dad for a long time. Something's happening to him. He talks to himself.
I noticed that this morning, but he always mumbled.
But not so noticeable. It got so embarrassing. I sent him to Florida. And you know something? Most of the time he's talking to you.
What's he say about me?
I can't make it out.
What's he say about me?
I think the fact that you're not settled, that you're still kinda up in the air.
There's one or two other things depressing him have. Don't lay it all on me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Don't lay it all at my feet. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if you just got started, though, is there a future for you out there?
I don't know how. I don't know what the future is. I don't know what I'm supposed to want.